Incorrect log number. So, do I try again now? What do I do? What? I guess it's wrong. How come? This license. Maybe it's a fake. You mean a forgery? Hey, you're not... maybe. You seem like a dangerous guy. Sorry. Do you have anything besides your license? Just a credit card. But it doesn't have my birthday written on it. What about your credit card PIN code? Yeah, how about you tell her your credit card PIN code and security number? How about that, Tokyo? PIN code? I think it's my birthday. How can you be so dense? But I don't remember ever having used it. Okay, I thought he would go in to say, but I don't remember my birthday. Because by then I would seriously doubt Tokyo's sanity. I don't remember ever having used it, so I don't know. Oh god. Jeez. Yes, that's what I say. Jeez. Shit. Well then, how about... screw it. I'm gonna close up shop for the day. How come? Nothing. Just kind of have a weak spot for dangerous guys. Oh, there could be something happening here later in the evening, boys and girls. Blood of Caracas. The Girl Who Was Plugged In was a short story about an ugly, gross girl who tries to kill herself and is then plugged into the beautiful man-made Delphi and is loved by everyone and acts as a sort of advertisement. GLG told me that we'd try something similar to this story. His proposal, as far as I was concerned, was in order. After all, GLG had bought my freedom for me, so no matter what he told me to do, it was my duty to follow his orders. Compared to Delphi and the girl who was plugged into her, the connection between myself and Meru, a simple recreation using computer graphics, was extremely low-tech. The job with which I was entrusted was to act as a sort of operator, making Meru speak and move and show various expressions of emotion, etc. The digital Meru was made to look like Milu. Milu's expressions and movements were captured and recreated in order to make Meru. Sometimes, responses to clients' comments were displayed in a list in a window, and this was basically a chat program used to support conversation. And this was made based on the conversational patterns of Quarter's #1 performer, Milu, to make sure that it would be a hit. Controlling the system of girls who were plugged in was not really as difficult as it may seem. In fact, as a sheltered child, it was the perfect job for me. Finally, I made my debut at Quarter as a copy of Milu. It really was sort of my fate. Useless girls brought up in a shelter before becoming grown women were cut up and sold to rental shops for rich men to pick up. And before you know it, you're just a virtual woman hooked up to a computer. Until then, I didn't actually have any emotions. I had never cried nor laughed before, but as I chatted with countless men, I gradually started to get all of my emotions back. Actual physical sex and sex chat seem similar, but are vastly different. The men type out these mysterious phrases. The melons are delicious, huh? Ooh, the melons are twitching. Wow, they're so cute and delicious. Stuff like that flows across the monitor. I had no idea what melon was supposed to mean, so the chat program installed in my computer took too long to choose a response and decided that these words made no sense. So I went ahead and randomly said, "Oh really? You like melon, huh?" And the guy on the other side got even more excited for some reason, so I guess it worked. Oh yeah, I love it. I really love it. I love it so much. Oh god, a melon is coming. Oh shit, a melon. Here it comes, melon. At that moment I laughed. Just a little bit. And the computer graphic Meru also smiled at that exact same moment. After teaching me about what kind of place the shelter was and what sort of things happened to me there, GLG watched over my rehabilitation. At the time, I was doing nothing but repeating the same basic live chat performance at Quarter over and over, but after a week, my skills had dramatically improved. I became able to completely and perfectly use the Girl Who Was Plugged In system. Being a girl who was plugged in was really fun. When a person keeps doing something they find fun, they get better and better at it. I think that GLG had a really good eye for talent. I was a genius at being plugged in. I gradually became able to keep up with the imaginations of all sorts of men in live chat. Meru can also speak out loud. As long as it was via the monitor, she could speak with clients using a mic and speakers. As for the subjects used in chat, they covered everything from spiritual-sounding voodoo-like nonsense to information on the latest cutting-edge gene splicing technology. I became able to talk about anything. I actually have no idea whether or not that was the correct way of rehabilitating me. Basically, I escaped from my own physical being, fused with the virtual Meru, and followed the process of becoming a new independent kind of identity. Jesus Christ, what is happening? And what's melon supposed to mean, huh? I don't know. But remember when I said earlier that this is getting more real and the plot thickens? No, we're back to the beginning. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Here we go. Whoa, is this like a Catherine Nano or something? What's this? This'll help you figure it out. So what is it? It's an online skimmer. It skims the magnetic info strip on a credit card, accesses the appropriate server, and automatically hacks in and finds the pin code. Wow. Hey now, that's really something you got there. Some of the neighborhood thugs left it here. How do you use it? It's simple. Let me see your card. Don't. Here you go. Don't! Okay, here it goes. Transmission. What's that? I just like saying that. I really don't want to use this actually. She has a nice picture. You enter in a 4-digit number, and if the number and position are correct, the hit light will glow. If only a number is correct, the blow light will glow. I see. So it doesn't automatically find out the number for you then? That'd be nice, but no. Okay, that's understandable. Oh god, no, it's this game. I remember playing it before in the silver case. Oh no! Oh gosh. So 2 and 7 are right but on the wrong position. It actually can be this since I tried this earlier, but... Wait, what? So the 3 comes... 3 is in the... What? No, what? Oh god, have I forgotten the instructions already? If it's hit, it's the right number on the right position. If it's blow, it's the right number on the wrong position? Why didn't it give me more blows? Let's try this. Oh, so the 2 is definitely right. Oh, of course. It's not these 2 that are right or wrong. They both are wrong basically. But the 2 is on the right spot and the 7 is on the wrong spot now, which means this could be 7. And let's change these to something else. So 5 and 6 are... So this is 7 and this is 6 and this is 5. So if we change either the 5 or the 6 now, we should see whether or not... Okay, so this is 5 and this is a different number altogether. What? No? This is... Oh, okay, it is 6 and this is a different number altogether. No? What? I don't get it. Is this the wrong one? No? Okay. Be patient with me. Am I really fucking stupid right now? 7625 gives me 3 green lights. Okay, so the 7 was wrong? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. But now we can work with that. It wasn't 1 though, so because... Is there a number I haven't used yet? Like 9. Okay. And 8. Okay. So are there duplicate numbers in there? How does that work now? It's 3 are right and on the right position. And 1, what? It can't. So I must be doing something really wrong here, I think. What the fuck? What is happening? So if we change the 4 to a 5, it gives me a blow, which means right number, wrong position. So this 5 has to be on one of the other. Is it because of this 5? And because if we do a 2 now and it's giving me another blow, okay, it can't differentiate if you have the number already in there or not. So yes, okay. Now I got why I was getting confused. It couldn't tell whether or not you already had the right number in there on the right slot. So it gave you both hit and the blow at the same time for one digit. Fuck me, that was more complicated than it should have been. I'm sorry. I'm just not good with these games. Darkness of St. Peter. GLG once told me that he was infatuated to the point of it almost being a sickness with the poor girls brought up in a shelter. I heard these words through the speakers on the monitor set up in my sparsely furnished room, connected to my desktop computer. I could see GLG's face through the monitor and he looked somewhat exhausted. So I went and looked into them, and as I came into contact with them, I found out that when provided with the opportunity to use it, the girls had immense talents that could be made to blossom. Sometimes in order to do that, things would get dangerous, but that made it all the better for me. Oh god, my voice is fucking up right now. Oh, pardon me. Jesus Christ. Does that mean you were drawn to them sexually? I questioned GLG. The me in the monitor wasn't the real me, but Meru. I think so. I think that might be my own sexual perversion. Even if they're from the shelter, I don't feel the same way about men. Ha 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 ha. The girl who was plugged in the system tried to make Meru smile, but at that time, I went against the system and expressed my own feelings. I sometimes felt like doing that. Does that mean that you love me? With that, GLG somewhat mysteriously narrowed. God, again my voice. Am I getting sick or something? What is wrong with my voice? Don't even know if you can hear that later on, after I edited it, but just trust me that my voice is cracking up really hard sometimes. Does that mean that you love me? With that, GLG somewhat mysteriously narrowed his eyes and stared at Meru on the monitor. But his mouth formed an ever so slight smile. Yes, that's right, Meru. I love you. I thought that if that was the case, then anything was okay. I had my physical body taken, but was given a heart in return. It was way better than before. For the first time in my life, I was aware that I was actually happy at the time. Also, I thought GLG was the only person who would treat me like a proper woman. Truly, the only one. Oh, this is getting sad. Why couldn't she keep her physical body? I mean, it's a physical body that came from the shelter. It should be attracted to that as well and not just her mind. Then again, being from the shelter means you're a carbon copy of Kamui or Ayame, but it's the same as Kamui really. So maybe he is actually attracted to the criminal power or Kamui power that's slumbering in these people. Pin code found. June 25th, huh? So you're a Cancer. We might make a good match. Okay, now to see if I can read the mail or not. 0625, right? Oh god, imagine forgetting it after this. Now. 25, yes. It's a hit. What happens if you type it in right the first time? That's really interesting. I might be playing this chapter later again. Soil of Dakar. There was one man among my live chat clients who knew about all sorts of things and would share his info with me. His name was Shoot. He knew that Miru and I were copies of Milu, and he seemed to know a lot about the string of deaths and the tower high-rise. It happened one day after spending several weeks drinking tea and chatting with Miru until dawn. During one of our live chats, I asked Shoot a question that had been on my mind for a while. All the people who have died were killed because of really stupid reasons, right? Huh? Well, yeah, pretty much. He answered me matter-of-factly. I/Meru rested my chin on my hands and I looked into the webcam and cutely tilted my head. So they were killed because of stupid things, like, for example, throwing out trash on the wrong day, right? What about it? So at first, it was thought to be organized crime perpetrated by the apartment landlords, wasn't it? That's good, Shoot replied with a smile. You're not exactly right, but you're not far off either. Your guess there sounds kinda ridiculous, but you're on the right track. It's funny. But it was actually done by people called the Regional Adjustment Bureau. Hey now, come on, that's dangerous. I never said that name, okay? I laughed. You're afraid of being adjusted yourself, right? Of course I am. He seemed a bit offended. That's fine, but what I don't understand is a more fundamental point. That is, what is the point of killing off all these people for such small and ridiculous reasons? Also, most of us residents don't even really think much of it, you know? Do you really want to hear my opinion? Yeah, I do. Okay then, everything I say from here on is just my imagination, but... Okay, tell me what you imagined then. Just as I thought Shoot had smiled, he immediately stopped smiling and coughed. And then he told me the following. The answer is... murderous intent. Murderous intent? Basically, living in the 25th ward, you begin to want to kill people. Is that true? Yeah, it is. I don't really get it, what do you mean? If you live in the 25th ward, you should be feeling it too. I mean, if you're just a program, then maybe, I guess maybe you wouldn't feel it though. Then try explaining it in a way that even a program could understand. Okay, I mean, it's basically just what it sounds like. For example, if the person next door throws out trash on the wrong day, then we get pissed off about that. Like, really amazingly pissed off. Why? Because they don't follow the rules. Shoot suddenly became really angry. There was a suspicious gleam in his eye. If it happened just once or twice, then I would understand. In fact, I could forgive it. But people can't just toss out their trash whenever they want every time. That kind of idiot should just die anyway, I think. But that's just like your opinion though, right? It's just my opinion, but a really strong one. In fact, I feel like, why the hell does that guy keep on living anyway? Because we all follow the rules in life. Garbage needs to be thrown out on the days set aside for that. Everyone works really hard in order to keep these rules going. If there's a day when you just can't take out the trash, then sometimes you buck up and live with stinky garbage for 3 days or so. While trying not to puke, you know? Nobody can just ignore those rules and live however they feel like it. That's how our society works, isn't it? So you don't just sort of think they should die, you feel murderous intent towards them. Yeah, that's right. In the 25th ward, getting annoyed or irritated or getting pissed off at someone always leads to that. But, I mean, even so, I don't actually kill anyone though, you know? Then it isn't murderous intent, is it? It is. Because one day, when a neighbor who keeps fucking up the garbage ends up getting killed by someone, I'm like, Oh well, yeah, I guess someone protecting the 25th ward finally killed off that dickhead next door. I sure am grateful for that. Good job, thanks. And I feel more at ease, like I feel much better when it happens. I feel like I wish I could have seen a dead neighbor's body and stuff too. More than the fear of me myself getting killed next. That catharsis is way, way bigger. It's a kind of catharsis? Yeah, to the point where you can feel the dopamine releasing in your brain. Then there's the game called Sudden Death. It's popular among the users at Quarter. Playing games like that to make it even more fun feels great. I keep saying the same thing, but this is all just my own imagination. And to be honest, I love the Regional Adjustment Bureau. It's an absolutely necessary organization. They take care of the dirty work for us. These guys are the real public servants. Hey, I suddenly remembered something about Goddess. What is it? She's been throwing away combustible trash with non-combustible trash, like, every time recently. Seriously? Seriously, she was keeping it a secret, but I know that she's been doing it this whole time. Shoot opened his eyes as if he was suddenly shocked. Meru's eyes... Oh, sorry, I just have to adjust myself here. Not in the killing way, but in the sitting on my chair way. Meru's eyes moistened up. The real me was getting really excited, and as my body started shaking, I froze my gaze on the monitor. So she indirectly killed her by spreading her secret. I mean, it's not sure if it's a lie or not, but she started a rumor that Goddess was throwing out trash on the wrong day and thus increasing the murderer's intent towards her. Huh. Now, I don't want to say this is something I can get behind, but at least I understand this plot point now. Displaying mail. Bingo. See? I'll check out this mail. Okay. I wonder if this chapter ends now, after this mail. Or if there's more of it or something, I don't know. Winds of Baku. Since starting to live as a girl who was plugged in, I, as in my previously separated body and mind, started to finally come together. But as Meru, while I was becoming a person who had emotions, it was only when I was acting as Meru. Even so, it was so mysterious how my warm, heavy body actually didn't just rot away and die. Conversely, as I continued living like a hermit, I did keep myself healthy and full of nutrients, so I continued to gain weight. Maybe my physical body had finally started to develop properly. I don't know how old I am, but at the very least, it was clear to me that I had not yet reached my 20s. As my weight had become about twice what it once was, Jesus, I started feeling differently about Milu. Just as Shoot had told me, the fact that she was mixing up her garbage had got me so angry. Oh, so Shoot told us, not we told Shoot? Okay, maybe I was getting confused earlier. The fact that she was mixing up her garbage got me so angry that I was no longer able to overlook it and forgive her for it. This is the sort of rule that everyone needs to follow, and it can't be broken. And it also annoyed me that she was Meru's original as well. Furthermore, the fact that she was getting so much love from GLG was becoming unbearable. When speaking to me, GLG was very kind, but there was always this sense that his mind was somewhere else as he spoke, and I could feel it. It was all because of her. I thought it would be funny if Milu were to be adjusted. I thought about what would happen afterward. Miru should die too. She may be a program, and if so, she should be deleted. If that were to happen, only Meru be left of the three. A total victory. But I felt that was something different from murderous intent. It was a cooler emotion. Maybe it's because I'm different from other people. It was something closer to curiosity, an interest in what would happen if Milu died. I wondered how she would die when it actually happened. According to what I heard, the RA Bureau used a strange weapon called a pin stick when carrying out their adjustments, apparently. It had a long, hard, sharp pin that would stick a person from the back of their neck and reach all the way to their heart. And I imagined it in detail, like a long, thin penis protruding from Milu's crotch. I imagined it in such detail that I actually sort of wanted to try drawing a picture of it. Oof, but the bad intentions that swelled up inside my heart never came to shape. And even then I would meet with Milu by the monitor several times a week, drinking tea and coffee and sometimes alcohol, and talking with her. The way Milu spoke was the same as it had been before, to the point where you couldn't even tell she was the sort of person who would mix up the garbage like that. Apparently you've been making all sorts of predictions recently, Milu asked me this while staring into the webcam, as if trying to see what sort of expression I had on my face, even though she knows that Meru is simply computer graphics. Just a little bit, I answered. It was the truth. I just talk about the random visions I happen to get sometimes. I wouldn't call them actual predictions. Do they turn out to be true? I don't know, but the clients like to make up these stories and make all sorts of comments about them, I guess. So they're not true then. I've never looked into it, so I don't know. With that, I gave Meru a somewhat troubled expression. I was happy to think that finally, I was able to keep a secret from Milu.